Welcome to this task, and if you'd like to give it a go on your own, please pause the video. And welcome back if you've paused the video. Let's see what the answers are. Okay, the first thing we need to understand when looking at linear graphs and their equations is that the equation of a graph is always written in the form of y equals mx plus c. So m is the coefficient of the x term, and it's also the gradient of the line. And the gradient can either be positive or negative. So when a line is falling this way, it's negative. It has a negative gradient. And when the line is rising, I'm talking about from a left position to the right, it's positive, okay? So that's the gradient. Then the next thing we need to be aware of is the constant, the c term, or the constant, and that's always the y-intercept. That is where the line crosses the y-axis. We call that the y-intercept. Okay, so take a note of that, and then we will proceed. Continue. So if you look at number one, the first graph, which we call number one, what you will notice is that the gradient is falling this way, so it has a negative gradient. I'm doing number one, by the way. It has a negative gradient. So what that means is that our possible equations can either be this one or this one. That's because this equation has a negative gradient and this has a negative gradient. Okay, so it's either going to be B or C. Now we need to look at where number one is crossing the y-axis. The y-intercept is right here for number one, and that is positive. So it must be C because we have a positive y-intercept there. So number one is y equals 2 minus 3x. So that's our answer to number one. Let's look at number two. Number two has a gradient that's rising this way. So that's a positive gradient. So that means that it will either be A. It will either be A because A has a positive gradient here, or it is D because D has a positive gradient. Now, if we look at the y-intercept of 2, this is where our y-intercept is, and it's negative. So our answer to 2 is most likely to be this because this has a negative y-intercept. So the second line is y equals 3x minus 1. So far we've got this one. We've already used up this one, and we've already used up this one. So that leaves us with A and B. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 has a line that's falling from left to right, so that's a negative gradient. So it's got to be this one, negative gradient. So that will be y equals, not only that, it's also got a negative y-intercept. So that's going to be y equals minus 4x minus 5. That's number 3. And then, of course, the last one can only be A. But we will check it anyway. We will check it anyway. Okay, so A is rising. Okay, so A is rising. So that's a positive gradient, which is what we have here. And it's also got a positive y-intercept, which we have here. So 4 is y equals 2x plus 3. Thanks for watching.